All right.
All right.
Okay, welcome everybody. We're done with our chit chat. And those of you who are just joining us now, you missed a half an hour of us just chatting away. So next time, if you're able to join us at around 9:30-ish, come on, join us and get in on the conversation. So let's see. I'm ready to get started. I'm going to close my chat so I can see what you guys see for a minute. Okay, so as I had shown the gals in here, the guys, gals, whomever in here before we got started, my inspiration to do this sticker right here was a gal in one of our Facebook groups that said, can you show me how to do this sticker? She said she didn't have the image yet, and I don't think she has Silhouette or Silhouette Business Edition, so I think it's going to be pretty hard for her to do this. So today we're just going to do it in Silhouette. So let me go back to that. Okay, so this is what I started with, and as you remember, I asked you if you are able to download this and this, and we got it from Pixabay. And I believe that all I did when I got mine was I just right-clicked on it and said copy, and then right-clicked over here and pasted it. So this was the first piece that I pasted in. So the first thing we need to do is we need to separate that. Hang on just a second. Let me get rid of some of these. Okay. Separate this into pieces because I just wanted to use this one right here. So I tried stuff and I was getting frustrated at first because I was a little bit bewildered. I tried to ungroup it. That didn't work. It's grayed out. You can't ungroup. So I thought, well, I bet I have to come up here to Object, release the compound path. I did that. Nothing happened. So eventually what I decided was I think I need to just double click on it like that tip Tammy taught me once. If you double click on this image, and just like we had done last week with photographs, double click on it, and you get these 4 little boxes that you can probably barely see. You can see them pretty good. And then all you have to do is take a box and drag it in, and you can get rid of that other stuff. Take this box and drag it in like that till you get rid of all the stuff that you don't want. And then you're left with the one that you do want. So let's see. The next thing that I did, what did I do next? I may have tried to offset it. So I'm going to give that a whirl. No, what I have to do next, I believe, is to trace it. So let's see. If I just try to offset this just the way it is, come over here to the star, which is the offset tool. And you did trace and detach and it worked? Oh, you trace. Yeah. So I came over here to the offset tool and I tried to offset it first. And look at that crazy thing. Okay, that's obviously not going to work. If I color in that offset, that's not the offset I want. I want it to go right around this because I want it to be a sticker that's shaped just like flowers. So I'm going to undo that. So what I need to do then, and see, you just try a little this, a little that. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. Just like Nancy was discovering with Cricut Design Space, taking some things in, they stayed sized the way she wanted, other things didn't, and there's no rhyme or reason that we know yet as to why that happened. Maybe she'll update us later if she figures it out. But anyway, so what you need to do is go ahead over here to the trace panel. Looks like the toast or butterfly, depending on your point of view. Click on that. That opens the trace panel. And then just say select the trace area. Then I come over here and I'm just going to select my trace area. And I'm going to up it by coming to the threshold because notice that not everything is traced nicely. So I'm going to up the threshold until it gets to be about like that. That's good. And then I can just say trace and detach. Remember, we don't want to just say trace. We do that if we're making an SVG file that we want to color ourselves, but we actually want this to be a print and cut. So I do trace and detach. There we go. And now I've done it. You can't really tell anything has happened, but if I move this over, it's ready. And you can barely see, but there's some junk left behind here that I need to grab and delete by hitting delete on my keyboard, because I don't want all those little scraps. And a lot of times I'll just scroll through here again, holding my mouse key down just to see if it grabs anything else, because sometimes it leaves behind some little schnipsels, and I would delete them if they got highlighted. So now I can just bring this guy right over here, and when he's highlighted, come over here to the offset panel and just say offset. And I can leave the offset just like that if I like, or I can change how big or small it is by the distance here. Then I like to come over here to the little checkered thing, the little color swatch area. Click on that and change it to white. And maybe you don't want it white. Maybe you want like an off-white, because maybe you want this to look like an old-timey thing. I'll just make mine white for now. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, and probably what I would do if I was using this for Cricut Design Space, is I would click on that offset. And a lot of times what I like to do is make the line color, instead of it being red, I make it a gray color, because that will print over there and you don't want it to show up that much. That's as far as I know right now. If anybody has any better tips than that, let me know. But to me, that works pretty well, especially when you're over in Cricut Design Space. When you go to use the tool that selects the outer edge and makes it transparent, you adjust the tolerance. If you're not sure that you know what I mean, remind me and I'll show you at the end. So right now I'm going to grab both of these again and right click and group. Let's scroll out a little bit, because I also asked you to bring in this piece right here. And so once again, I tried to object, release, ungroup. And again, maybe because I copied and pasted it here, it just won't work like that at all. So what I have to do with this one also is just come over here to the trace panel, the toast, click on that, select the trace area, do this. And I don't like how jagged these edges look, so I did move my threshold up till I got them nice smoothed out some. Okay, if it's a JPEG or PNG, you always have to trace. And I wasn't sure what it was, and it would have been either of those since I just copied and pasted it. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and trace this one. I don't want to trace and detach this one, because I don't want it to be that blue color. I want to color it the color I want it to be. So I'm just going to trace it, get rid of the blue thing. And depending on how high you had your threshold, you may end up with some extra junk. Oh, and my dotted lines will probably drive you nuts now. Hang on, I'm going to change that. All right, and let me do one more thing. I was looking for the word reveal. Have y'all noticed that it's changed now? It says transparency now. It used to say reveal right here when we wanted to change this, but they've changed it to say transparency now.
I don't think that update is available for everybody, because
Really?
I go not, yeah, because mine says reveal.
Oh, does it still? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And I can't get a new update. I've tried.
Huh. Okay, well, I might have asked that they update mine with the beta that's available right now. So, okay, so yours probably still says reveal then. Okay, but anyway, you can just change the color of your mat a bit like this to see things more clearly. So what I did was, I didn't size it yet. I decided to color it first. So right now, if I click on this, I get everything, and I don't want that because I want to color things separately. So I came up to Object. You got the update yesterday. Okay. Object, Release Compound Path. And now that's going to let me color the things separately. So let's go out here and let me grab one of the ones I did. I'll do this one. And then I'll scroll back in. So as you can see what I did on, oh, I did something else on this one too. I shaped it a little bit differently. So first I'll color it and then I'll just show you how I shaped it like that a little bit. So to color just the middle section, all I did was come up here to the little paint palette and I came to the gradient fill because I thought that looked a whole lot nicer than just one solid color across. Came to the gradient and I think, did I choose that one? No, I guess I chose that one. And I may have gone to the advanced options down here where if you have checked this out, you can play with this and make it be however you'd like it to be. Oops. And you can actually get rid of colors if you don't want them. So I just think it looks better like that with a transparent color. I don't like what color I colored these now that I'm looking at it, these little extra parts of the ribbon. And what I did on my other one was this. I came to this. I decided I wanted to color this. So I came up here to the left-hand side where the color swatch is, and I got the eyedropper, and I just got this dark color over here. And I made it that dark color. And then I think what I did on this side was probably the same, but I got this color maybe. So I came up here again to the color swatch area, got the eyedropper, and did that color. Boop. Okay, the other thing is I have these little triangles right here, and I think I made them a little bit darker as if they were in the shadow somehow. So I could hold this one down, click on that one, hold down my shift key and grab the other one. Come up here to the eyedropper again. And the nice thing about using the eyedropper tool, especially for print and cut, is if you pick things that are already in the image, they'll go together like a color family or whatever it's called. So I'll click on that. Oopsie, I didn't get it. So I did that wrong. Click this, shift, click this one, come up here, eyedropper, and this. All right, so just kind of like that. And then once again, what I would probably do with this is just go ahead and make the line color transparent. I don't think I have to worry about that if I'm working strictly in silhouette, but if you send this over to Cricut, I believe that red line just might show up in print. So I can make it transparent by coming up here to the line color area and changing it. Hey, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the offset on the, hold on. I'm gonna make that transparent. All right, so and group it together. So what I forgot to do, and I wanted this to be within the offset. So let's put this behind where I might like it to be. Then I'm gonna resize this to whatever size I like. Uh-oh, I missed something. Let's go back and back. Move this out. I must not have grouped everything. Group. Okay, now I should be able to resize this. Put this down in here, something like that. And notice since it's sticking outside of this thing, I really want it to be offset as well. So I'm gonna ungroup this and just take that offset out of there and delete it. Because I want the offset to go around all of this. But as I said, I was going to show you how I went ahead and changed the shape of this just a little bit. And you may remember this from a previous class. You just click on this to highlight it, and then come way down here to the lower right. On mine, I have to hit this little arrow that makes things fly out. And I'm going to go to the warp feature right here. Looks like a warped window or box. Click on that. And then I'm going to say warp the selected shape. So that just puts some things in here so I can warp it a little bit. I can add some more columns or rows if I want to. I think I did do that. Let's see. I'm going to pull this down and see what happens. So again, this is just a little practice, a little willy-nilly trying this and that. See if I like that. Yeah, not bad. Okay, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll pull this part up a little. Oopsie. If you lose that, all you have to do, your little handles that you can warp things with, just click off the thing and click back on and you'll have them back again. Yeah, this looks weird. But you can just play with this and make it any shape you like it to be. And so I'm going to bring it back up here now. And it's a little bit big, too big now, I think, don't you? I don't like it. Gonna warp the selected shape again. There we go. Whoops. Click off and click back on to get it back. I think I made it too big and fat. Okay, that's better. Bring it back up here. And I actually might like it. Okay, so right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stretch it larger, and I keep getting these warp handles back. I don't want those back anymore. So what I can do is say, oh, okay, release warp. And that makes it back to this. And now no matter how many times I go back, I can't get that back to warping, but I can group it all again. And then bring it up here. Oh, but I got a crummy edge right there, but that's okay. Pretend I don't. See that little edge I'm talking about right here? Pretend it's nice and smooth. All right, so let's see. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to now group all of this together. And I'm going to offset all of it at the same time. So I'll come back over here to the offset panel, the star, click on that, and just say offset. And again, I can leave it just at the default offset if I want. And I'll just do that. I'll color it to white. There it is. And now I can just, like I said, if I'm taking this to Cricut, I'd probably change the line color. I'd probably change it to a gray, just the line, and then I can group all of this together. All right, the last thing we have to do is put the text in here, and I just put the word love, so I came over to the text tool and typed in, let me move some of my junk out of my way, love. I did it all in lowercase letters, and some of the stuff I was trying to put in here didn't look nice because if it had like, if you wrote lovely, the Y coming down just really didn't look right. So I just did the word love, and I tried a whole bunch of fonts. Feel free to try a bunch yourself if you decide to do this. But I went back to my favorite, Samantha Craft, just like that. And let's see, I could change the letter spacing a little bit because notice the E is way over here, but it really doesn't matter since it's a print then cut. But if I want to, I can come over here to the character spacing and just move that down a little bit till they're touching like that. Then I can even stretch them out like this if I want to. Now what I want to do is I want to have it fit up here. So I am going to have to make it a lot smaller, like this. Okay, whoopsie, wrong thing I moved. Okay. So I'm needing to make it a lot smaller. So that's why I kind of spread it out like this. Even smaller. Let's scroll in. Okay, that looks pretty good, other than I am going to change it a little bit. I do want to show you one thing though. You see the word love, and you notice how there's these lines just like we have in Cricut Design Space. And ordinarily you want to weld that so that you don't have those extra cuts. I want to show you something. Where is it? Nope, not there. There. Okay, here's the word love. Notice those little things like we always see. If you're using a Cameo, you don't need to worry about that, okay? Because watch, even though I haven't welded these, if I was using a Cameo and I go to send, and I'll scroll in so you can see, and I have it set to cut edge. Now, if I have it set to cut, there's a problem, right? Because it's going to cut all of those little pieces. But if I change it to cut edge, it automatically is going to ignore all those inner cuts, just as if we had welded it and cut it just like that. So that's just a hint. If you're doing it in in Silhouette Cameo, you don't need to worry so much about welding it because it automatically welds it if you do cut edge. So let's go back to
Diana,
design.
she wants to know if you can type in the word on the ribbon and group. Can you warp both the word and the ribbon together?
I bet you probably can, but I don't know. I never tried that. Huh. Well, let's go back to wherever I was. There we are, flowers. Okay, I'll try that in a sec. So right now what you could do is just warp this, right? And that's what I would do to make it fit in there more nicely. Just come to warp the selected. Let's see, I'm not sure exactly. And this is, again, is trial and error for me. I just try a little this. See, this is working pretty well. If I just do that. And maybe I'd actually want to pull these down just a tiny bit. Just to make it look like it kind of goes along with the shape of the ribbon. So there's that. And if I wanted to, I really could weld this. Oh, but I probably should release the warp for that. Release it. And then, maybe I have to click on each one of these individually now and weld. And let's see. That one's not touching, I guess. So let me try again. Nope. So I'll just group that then. All right. But it doesn't really matter because this is a print then cut. So let me try. Who asked that question, Tammy?
Diana.
Diana. Okay. Let me see that really quickly if that does. That'll be interesting. So I should have another one of those ribbons. Yep, there it is. So I'll just do the same. Whoopee. Undo. Got it. And I'd change that color, obviously, to black or something. Okay. But let me group this, move it out of the way. And let's try that right quick. So again, to get started, all I would do is trace it. Select the trace. Do this. And do this. I'm going to show you. Well, no, I'm not either. It's going to make it ugly on purpose, but nah. Okay, just trace that. Let's just make it all one color. Just do this quickly, see if it works. So here we have this. Now I'm going to type the text you say and put it right on top of here. And I would imagine it's going to work. Love. I'll do my favorite, Samantha. Put it here. Just size it so it's going to fit. Okay, it looks weird. Okay, now let's see. If we group all this together, I bet so. Let's see. Come down here to the warp. Warp selected shape. Well, certainly. Yep, look at that. So I can just drag this down and it's going to drag it all at the same time. That's perfect. That works even easier. Because once you get it in, well, I don't know though. Maybe you might want to warp them individually, but you can definitely do them together just like that if you'd like. So I'd have to, again, release the warp. And now, let's see, how do I do the letters? I got to grab them. And I want to change them to black. Get them all. Like that. Okay, well, that's a good tip. Yes, so yes, you can do them together at the same time. Still have that back there. Okay, let's see. Was there another question? You're welcome. Whoops. Just lost my Zoom. Darn it. Okay. I was trying to get to the chat. Okay, I looked for me for a second. Where's the warp window? Did you? Okay, Carmen, you found it. All right, got update and it deleted it. That's something weird happened. Wow. Okay.
It's still in beta mode.
Is it?
The update. Yeah, I went and looked. It's still in
Okay.
beta. That's why it's not offering it already in Silhouette if you don't download the beta version.
And you're talking about the
The
transparency?
the latest update for Silhouette is still in beta.
Right, but I think the only thing that will matter for us is just there's different word changes. I don't think it added a whole lot.
It didn't? Okay.
And Barbara had said, couldn't you just use the knife tool? I'm not sure, Barbara, because I'm just looking back at the text right now, or the chat. So I'm
The
not sure
knife,
when. Yeah.
the knife tool when you brought all 3 roses up,
Yes.
you were just trying to get the one.
Correct. That's what I used to do all the time, but I thought that it actually was quicker to do it the
Gotcha.
way I did it. But yes, you're
Okay.
absolutely right. You can just use the knife tool, sure enough.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, let's see. What do we got next? Okay, I'll just show you that. Okay, so what I was going to, you saw how to make the stickers. I didn't quite end all of that, but that's, maybe you all know the process from here on out. This sticker right here, the reason why I have this here is I wanted to show you, before I go any further, is some of the materials that you can use for stickers. So I'm going to send you down here in a sec. Let's see if I can get it sent. Let's see. New share. And okay, yeah, you're seeing this. Okay, so there are several different kinds of sticker material that you can use. I like to use the white sticker paper from Silhouette. It works really easily in any printer that I've had. Another one I'm going to show you how to use just for fun, and I did something just like this actually, is this stuff, and I don't know if anyone's used the scratch off sticker. Scratch off stickers. And that's fun to use. I bet that'd be fun, something to put on our cards for kids. Make a sticker. I just don't know what I'd have it say underneath the sticker. Okay, let's see, and I'll show you these in a sec. Okay, then here's another sticker paper that works really well in most of our machines. Actually, this would work in all machines, I would think. It's pretty thin. All right. And then this one is the problem child. I don't know if y'all have tried to use the printable sticker paper from Cricut, but in a lot of printers, this will not work. It didn't work in the printer I had previous to the one I have now, but it did work in the one I have now. It jams everybody's machines. So if I was doing stickers and I wasn't sure, I would get the printable, what's it called? Well, the Silhouette stuff, or the printable vinyl, not the heat transfer stuff, but the printable vinyl from Cricut. Printable sticker, printable vinyl, I think it's called. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the difference between the two here. So here's this might be the Cricut brand, and I don't know if you can see, but we're here, but it's really pliable and bendy, and it's not very thick, as opposed to that stuff that probably won't go through your printer. It may, but look at this stuff. Can you see that? That's just like cardstock. It's definitely just like cardstock. So that's the difference. This paper, this Cricut stuff is so thick, and it would never go through my old printer, but I tried it this morning and it did go through my newer one. So I'm ready for a bunch more cards now. Okay, you get yours from Online Labels. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's another gal that was telling me about online labels, and it's a cheap place to get them. Oh, you can request a free sample. Tammy, look at my dirty phone. We need to remember that. Maybe we can get some free sample for our swag bags. So anyway, let's see. So let me change to the new chair. Basic. Back here. Share. Okay, so that was all I was showing you here, was just the different kinds of sticker papers that are available. Wow, that's cheap. 100 sheets for $17.90, Linda. Hui. And that's from the same place that Nancy mentioned about? Online Labels. Okay, cool. I'm going to have to get some from there. All right, so let's go. We've done this. We've done the flowers. I don't remember what 16. Oh, we've done that. Let me get rid of that. No. Okay, we did that. Let me get rid of that. No. Okay, this one was just something for filler in case I have to take more time. Okay, so this is the little thing I told you that you could use for the scratch off stickers. This would be perfect, if you were doing a shower for somebody and you wanted to do the baby reveal. Now everybody could get a little card or a little something like this. I don't know how it would work, but and then they could scratch it off and see what the baby was. And in my daughter's case, of course, if you scratched off this one, it said it's a girl, and everybody like, oh, it's a girl, it's a girl. But then half the people would have one that's it's a boy, twins, boy and a girl. But I just think this would be kind of fun if you were hosting a baby shower. So what you would do is just make this into a sticker, just like a print and cut sticker. And then you would just cut out circles that you would place over top of this. And this is the part that they would scratch off. Yeah. So, and this, I think this guy just came from the Silhouette store. So I just ungrouped him and then just stuck his pieces together the way they were supposed to be. And then like that. A little more carefully, and then I just got a circle. So I made sure that it would fit, held down my shift key. So it was a round circle, put that right in here. But before I did, and now what I could do is I would align all these things better, and I would offset them. And if you'll notice up here, when I offset them, I did make sure that the legs were one solid piece. I didn't want the offset so small that there'd be like little tiny skinny stick legs. So I did make sure my offset was big enough to make it just one piece like that. And let's see. So I guess that's it. So if you look, some of you have never seen this stuff. So I'll have you look down here one more sec just so I could show you. Share. Yes. Camera. Share. So this is it. And all you do is, if say this was a circle right here, and there's my wiggly table, but you just scratch it off with anything, a fingernail or anything, and it would reveal, since it's a sticker and you stuck this on, it would reveal what was underneath. And it could be, it's a boy, it's a girl, and I'm trying to think of what we could do for our cards for kids. I don't think that would be a problem sending this to them. And I think they'd probably enjoy it. So, okay, let's go back to share. Oops, there we go. Okay. All right, so that was that for this one. So I could get rid of him, delete. Let's see what's hidden behind here. Okay, the other thing you can do, and I think this would be really, really fun if you have grandkids or something like that, and they like, or anybody, and they like stickers, take a photograph of them and make them a page of stickers of themselves. I bet kids would love that, stickers of themselves to put on stuff. And that's easy to do, just offset this picture. And I did go ahead and crop it first. And to crop it again, since it's a photo, I can just take these little things like this and crop it in like that. However I'd want to crop it, just like this. Or as Barbara said, I could use the knife tool if I wanted to. And it would probably be a lot straighter than what I just did. But then I'd have this thing and I could offset it and make a bunch of stickers that I think kids would like to see of themselves and put on stuff. So delete that. Let's see what else we got. If you have any questions, let me know. Kyle, stick the sticker everywhere. Oh my gosh, you won't let me remove them. Oh, that's funny. I have a piece of furniture in here too that's from when my kids were little, and they stuck stickers all over it and I can't get them off. Ugh. All right, this was just a freebie on that cute little site that we've all been to. If you don't have the link, I don't have it right here, but y'all can find little images like this. Comes in like this. All you have to do is come over here to the trace panel and select the trace area. And obviously I need to up the threshold of this because it doesn't have all of him in it. So I would come over here to the threshold and make it higher. Now, isn't this fun, you guys? If you have a Cricut, you can't do this with Design Space. There's so much we can do. So there it is. I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to say trace and detach because I don't, oh, that'd be fun. You're right. It would be fun for kids at church. Yeah. So I did a trace and detach. Carmen, did I ever tell you about the time I broke my foot playing Duck, Duck, Goose at Vacation Bible School? I was probably in my 50s. And oh, looky there. Now, what did I just do? I need to pay attention. It doesn't matter. I can get rid of that, right? Delete. Was I already offsetting it and forgot? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to offset this thing right now, I think. So I'm going to go ahead. Maybe I messed up talking and doing this at the same time. I'm going to offset him. Nope, it worked. Okay, good. And so I just have to do the white like that. And there it is. And again, if I was taking this to Cricut Design Space, I would change the line to gray just because that's the best I know right now. I would grab both of these two things here and group them. But before I was to do that, oh, look, I missed some. Let me grab this and see what's going on here. So I missed a little bit. Oh, I had a second guy. What I would do, though, before I finished, yes, who said that? Stephanie. I definitely would do that, Stephanie. You see this little bit right here between these branches? There's no reason for that to cut in my sticker. So I would double click on that to turn it into nodes. And I can hold down my shift key and drag over those to highlight them and delete them because I don't need those in there at all. And definitely, I would want to get rid of that. You know, I don't want to make my machine to have to work harder than it thinks it has to. Group. Then let's see if we move this over here, what's it going to look like? Really cute, right? Wouldn't that be cute? I almost think it'd be cute to put one of those scratch off things here if we could shape it right and let the kids try to figure out what animal was hanging in the tree or hiding in the tree. Just a thought. Let's see. So I'll get rid of him, delete, scroll back out. I gotta get rid of that. No, can't. All right, what else is back here? That's him. Delete. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I do too. He's so cute. Okay. So planner stickers. What is this? It's more of him. Yeah, get rid of that whole thing. Delete. All right, so these are planner stickers. Maybe I've seen people put stuff like this in their planner. And I thought those looked really attractive. So how easy are those? Very easy. So I would just come over here to the text tool, start typing up Y, and then not on the second line or whatever you want to say. And I'd highlight those and change the font. Oh, sure, Diana. And I wanted to change the font to anything I have or want. Probably I went with Samantha Craft just because, you know, I like it. Now look at this mess. Look at that. So what do I have to do? Just come over here to the line spacing and change it. I'm not sure why it does that. Why not? All right, so the first one I just did Arial, or I don't know what this was for sure. Something, maybe it's that Chunk 5 font. But I really thought this looked a lot better. But what I did do is I changed the W, and you know how easy that is in, okay, Tracy made those scratch stickers, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here to the glyphs area. Remember the G? And the glyphs is gonna show us not only the little things, little swooshes and stuff, but it's gonna show you every character in this font. So I'm gonna change the W to something fancier. And I happen to know it's down here, I think, way down here. Maybe I've gone too far. I did go too far. Come back up. Hey, wait, I think I used a lowercase y. First, I'm going to change that to a lowercase w, I mean. There we go. Y. Okay. Now I'm going to change this W. And every time I go through this in my head, well, actually out loud, if you guys weren't here, I'd be singing the alphabet to try to get down to the right letter. Okay, W. Woohoo. Oh, so maybe oh, there it is. Look at that fancy thing. There we go. I changed that W just like that. And I left the word not the way it is. But I think I made him a little closer. Whoa, not that close. And I actually probably ungroup these now because I want to, whoopsie, I want to move the word not over a little bit. And I could have done them separately from the beginning and not had to do this, but it's okay. Many ways to do things. Okay, why not? So see this one, I put the question mark there, and this one I put the question mark there. I kind of thought it looked cool with a big old question mark. And I kind of think I need to move the word not over, but we'll leave it like this for now because you get the idea. So I'll come back over here to the font, come here, type in a question mark. And again, I'm going to use Samantha Craft. And there it is, right like that. But I'm going to make it big. Why not? Cool. All right, now I'm going to group all that together where I could actually convert it to a path. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset it all. And let's see, so I'm just going to click on it. And I'm going to say offset. Whoops, offset. And I'll just leave it as the default. And it looks really funky right now, but don't worry about that. That goes away. I'm going to change its color. I think I'll change its color to purple. And I'm going to change the font color to white because I like how they look when it's white. Don't really like the purple, but you see the idea. So there's that. And whoopsie, I want to group these together first. And again, like step, or let me ungroup them for a sec. Let me show you. Ungroup. And again, like Stephanie said, you might not want these little holes in here. That's not necessary, really, right? To cut that little hole in your sticker. So what you could do is, again, just double click on it to get the nodes. And when your hand changes to this little type cursor, you can click on a node to make it active and then hit delete on your keyboard and do that on all of them. Or hold down your shift key if there's a bunch together, grab them like that and hit delete. And delete. Whoopsie. All right. So then I would just stick this back behind here. And you see then my machine's not going to have to cut anything like that. Then I just group it together and just go ahead and make that. Send it as a print and cut on a sticker paper. Okay, let's see. What else do we have hiding? Will welding get rid of those holes too? Yes, it will. Well, no, wait. Release the compound path and then weld, yes. So let's go undo. Pretty sure that's what will work, right? If we click on this and say object, release the compound path, yes, it makes those little squares around everything. You're right, Carmen. So you wouldn't even have to mess with the nodes. So just release the compound path and then right click and say weld. The same thing. Perfect. Yep, very good. Let's see. What am I trying to do? Group. Okay. You are learning, girl. Sweet. All right. Okay, let's see what else we got. I can get rid of all these now. Delete. See if anything else is hiding. A couple more. What was this? Okay. So these were just coloring book pages that I found. And you might want to leave them black and white, you know, for these if you want to do them. And let a kid color them. That would be fun. So, and that could be something that we could put on our cards for kids too. But again, since this is a coloring book page, and you can see over here, there's a square behind it. You know the first thing you need to do, right, Carmen? You need to trace it. Select the trace area, and we can just trace it like this. And make sure that the lines look good. You could zoom in a little bit to make sure. And then just say trace. And now for this one, as I've said before, what I like to do is I would change this, move it over, let's see, well, I can leave it here. I'll change it to black by coming up here to the left-hand side, because right now the fill is transparent. Change it to black. Then I would also change the line color to black. And depending on what your personal preference is, I usually like to change the point size of my line to at least 0.50, just so it's a little bit darker. But this would be something that you could play with to see how you like it. And then again, here we go. This is a different one. Carmen, this is where your welding will work as well. If I want to make an offset on this one, come over here to the star offset panel, click on that, click on the word offset. Look at all that mess. Look at that. If I make this offset white, come up here and change it to white, put these guys back on here. See all those holes that are going to cut out? We don't want that. So the way I would do it is A, I could double click on it and get rid of the nodes as I had shown you, or B, the quicker way, like Carmen said, click on it to highlight it, come up here to Object, release the compound path, and you know that makes squares around everything in the image. And once those are all selected just like that, right click and weld. There you go. Perfect, just like that now. And you could grab both of these. Once they're both selected, just come up here to where it says center. Now here, notice it also says center, but it says center to page. And as I tried to show yesterday, I think it was in the video, but my little cursor circly thing kind of hid it. But you can see, you can easily tell this one is center to page because there's a little square around it like the page. No big deal if you accidentally do this one, but if you really want this one, you'll know it's this one, not the center to page, because there's no page. So just hit that, centered, and then grab them both and group them. And by the way, if you like to use just your keyboard, you can hit Control G, and that groups them. Whoops, except for I already had that other thing out. So I can do Control G, and now it's grouped. It's all one thing.
Patty Ann,
Yes?
why did you do trace on that one? Because it was a print and cut and not trace and detach. Was it because you were changing that line?
Joe, no, I don't really know. I guess I could have done print and detach also. You're right. I didn't even think of that since it's a print and cut.
Yeah.
But you're right. I could have done that, certainly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep, sure. Okay, so yeah, I think that would have worked just as well to do the print, what is it? Something and detach, trace and detach. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We got anything else hiding under here? I think there are a few things. Let's see, what time is it? 10:49. Okay. We got a Minnie Mouse. Okay, this one, I'll show you this one first. Make it happen. So on this one, the reason why I brought this one out, and I circled the problem child, it's right here. I put it here, you can see. And again, just like Stephanie was saying, between the branches, wouldn't I want to get rid of this little cut right here? And I certainly would. So to do that, I'd probably have to ungroup this thing to get it to be working. And can I get rid of this circle? Yeah. That was just to show you where it was. So I'd still have to ungroup it because I can't do anything yet. So let's see now. I should be able to move that out. Yep. And so two ways to do it again. We can either get the nodes and delete them, or come up here to Object, Release Compound Path, and then click off, and then click back on and say weld. Hey, I got to grab them both and then say weld, I guess. Yeah, there we go. And so then this would be a perfect offset, and our machine wouldn't be cutting a hole right in here in our sticker because it's really not necessary. Doesn't add to the beauty of the sticker at all. Okay, we've got Minnie. Drag her out. Okay, she was pretty easy. I just traced her. And again, this was just to show once again that you want to get rid of these little spaces in here. There's no reason for that whatsoever. Y'all know what I mean, I hope. And again, if I was doing a print and cut for Cricut, I would change that color. I'm pretty sure this is what you need to do. I would change it to like a gray. Oh, and so I will show you that then right quick. So I've changed that to a gray, the line color, hopefully a dark enough. If I go and grab this to select it and I go File, Save Selection to my, whoopsie, I did. Does your finger ever jump and do something you're not sure you wanted it to do? Mine just did that. Okay, File, Save Selection, Save to hard drive. I'll just call her Mini for class. And I'm going to save her as a JPEG for Cricut. Here she is, Mini for class, and she's in my downloads. Okay. Let's leave all this. Oh, looky here now. I'm not crazy about this, you guys. This image right here, since it's only 72 dots per inch, I must have chosen a rather poor image to do this, because when you're printing something, you like the dots to inch to be at least 150. So you can go ahead and change this, but look how big it's getting up here. And I'm not sure if that's going to work well here or not. I would have rather started with a better image. But anyway, let's just try this to see about that gray stuff I'm talking about. So I'll just say save, go over to Cricut. New project, upload an image, browse, downloads, Mini.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, okay, I'll share it in just a second. Good, that gives me oh, but I forgot, but this gives me a chance to search before you guys have to get dizzy watching me look for Mini. Oh my gosh, where is she? Okay, there she is. Okay, so let me share that screen now. Thanks. Share. Okay, so here we have Mini. I'll make it complex. Continue. And look, I don't even see the gray outline. Oh yeah, I do barely see it. Hopefully this is going to work. I may not have used the dark enough gray, so let's see. I'm going to use this tool to select and erase. I have to go to advanced options. Right now the color tolerance is 16. I'm going to change that to something else. I'll try 8 just for fun. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and let's see what happens. Okay, that worked. Yay. You see that? It's working. Sweet. But let me show you the difference now. If I undo this, and when I come in here, and it's automatically at 16, that's the default, and I come over here and click, see what happened? It got rid of all that nice offset I put on there. So again, what you'll need to do is just come over here to this tool to select and erase, change your color tolerance, and it might be a little bit of trial and error, but I guessed 8 and I got lucky. See if it still works. Yep, sweet. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, what's going on over here? Okay, it worked there. Worked there. What's going on up here? Okay, there it worked. So I'm not sure, did you see that? First time around, it went ahead and went all the way to her line. But then, oh, I might have clicked on the, okay, might have clicked the offset area. You're right, Nancy, I probably did. And so of course it would take that. But yeah, so then you would just say continue. And there she is. And I'd look at these lines. I like to look and make sure they're not really crummy. I see I do have a little goofy spot right here that I wish I'd gotten rid of. Okay. And I would save it. And insert it. Especially if you're making stickers for little kids, you know, it's probably a good idea to get rid of any of those little small cuts. So see how big she comes in, and you're like, but I don't know, there's no offset around her anymore. Don't forget, come down here to where it says blank canvas, click on that, nothing happens. Come up here to where it says color, click on that, change the color, and now you can see that you do have a beautiful offset around her. She will work perfectly. So, alrighty. Let me do a new share and go back. here. All right, so we're finished with her. And oh, there's that place. Remember, I didn't get rid of those before, which I would do that right now in Silhouette before I sent this to my Cricut. I'd get rid of that spot there. So anyway. Okay, Minnie's done. Delete. What else we got? 1057. Got a couple more Mickeys and a Minnie, and they're pretty much the same. I don't even know if there's anything different. Let's look. The only thing I can tell you about this Mickey is I believe that he was a really crummy image that I had to begin with. If you look at him, you're not going to be able to blur him or make him much larger. Whoa. Where'd that go? Because, there he is. Because he was a bad image to start with. Remember how I told you when you look for images to use, look for the largest image you can find of whatever it is you're trying to use. Because I actually think if we go over here to Cricut Design Space, and I'll have you come here in just a sec. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to new share. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. Look how big Minnie was when she came in, remember? And we changed her dots per inch, and she was quite nice and very sharp and clear and looks like it'll print nicely. This is how big the Mickey was. Notice when I bring him, if I want to make him bigger, do you notice he gets pixelated? Where you can see little pixels, the little squares, the little pieces that make him up. That's why you have to make sure that you choose a good image to start with. If you choose a bad image and you print it and it's all blurry, you're like, I don't know why my image is blurry. Because you probably picked a poor image to begin with to use for your print then cut. So again, she could be very, very large and she looks nice. I can make her small. She still looks nice and sharp. He, on the other hand, unless I make him really small like this, he's going to print out and look terrible because he's going to get blurrier and blurrier as I increase the size of him. So that was why I wanted to show you about that. Make sure you choose good images. Okay, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Let me go back to new share. Here. Okay, and so I don't recall why I chose these guys, so we'll just ignore them. And just let me double check and see if there was anything else here in my panels or my tabs up here. So we did the flowers. We did those stickers. Okay, this was just something, like I said, for a time filler. I happened to see this when I was putzing around over there in the store, and I saw, oh, I could buy this for 99 cents. And I thought, you know, for those of us that have, okay, hang on just one second, Carmen. For those of us that have the Silhouette Business Edition, how easy is it to make something like this, right? So I just chose 2 different fonts, just tried it. We can do that easily. Just look, you know, if you want a font exactly like theirs, you can look, you know, till the cows come home and try to find one exactly like that. But, you know, choose something that you already have. Don't spend all that time. And this would be nice for HTV. It's a nice sticker. You can make that into a sticker. You'd have to offset it if you wanted to make that into a sticker. Let's see what would happen right quick. Offset. So I'd probably want to make the offset bigger so these things would touch. So I'd just start making my offset bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger till those things touched like that. And then I would just make it white or whatever. Okay, then I can move this out again and get rid of these little pieces by either getting the nodes or highlighting it, object, release compound path, right click, and weld. And there you would have a nice, beautiful sticker that you could use till the cows come home. Yes, I've done that. Have you? Search for a font till the cows came home. All right, let me see what your question was, Carmen. I have a question that is off topic. off subject. How do you save to Silhouette Library? And could you explain more about what the box means when you save? You mentioned pixels. All right, to save it to the library, all you have to do is, I'm going to group this. Just click on whatever it is you want to save. If you just want to save this selection, because I don't want to save all this junk, click on this so it's selected. Come up here to File, Save Selection, and here you go. Save to your hard drive or save to the library. So I'll save this to my library. This is my library, and I've made a bunch of little folders here, and I can just name it right here. And since you have Silhouette, you'll have to open it only in Silhouette if you save it as a studio file. But I would just save this as love sticker or something. And I would say, okay. I don't know why mine's been saying that. So I'm going to change it and say, I'm going to save it in, I don't know what's going on with that. So try it again, love sticker. Boop. Okay, so now it's saved it in the cards for kids. So I can go to my library. Mine does too, not every time, Barbara, but mine makes me sign in a lot of times too. Drives me nuts, but it's okay, I guess. So here's my love sticker right here. Usually it would tell some information about it if it was a file that I bought from the store, but since it's not, it doesn't. Like this one will probably say information. Yep, pop up tiger card. So that's all there is to that. Yes, only once, but each session. Correct, same for me. So go back to design. Does that answer your question about the library, Carmen? Let's see what else you asked. What the box means when you save. I'm not sure I know what you mean. The box when you save. How do you make folders? Okay, let's see.
She's talking about when you save a JPEG and then you came back and changed the pixels on that box. On that, I think that might be what she's talking about. I'm not sure, but I think that.
Okay, I bet you're right. Okay. Let's see. So to make a new folder, here's all files. I have one thing in my favorite, and I'm not exactly sure why I put it there, that little ribbon. But if you go down here to designs and you right click, right there you can say new folder. Just click on that. There it comes in. I'll name it test, and I can hit enter. And now I have a new folder right here. And if I wanted to, I could have put it underneath of here, and I can even just drag it underneath there now. Suppose I want this to be in the Christmas, underneath the Christmas. Maybe I have the Christmas folder, and then I have the Christmas test. Hey, where'd it go? Christmas. Oh, there it is. Okay, see the plus sign? That means there's a folder inside of that one. Click on that, and it lets me see the folder that I put inside. If I no longer want that folder, all I have to do is right click on it and say delete the folder, and it's gone. Yep, pretty easy. Okay, any other questions? So that's that. And then the butterflies, but it looks like most of you have figured out how to do the butterfly. Did anybody have any questions about the butterfly? I think everybody's kind of getting that. This is the one I started with. Then I just duplicated this one. And whoopsie, I made extra butterflies because I had more space on my print and cut because mine was all print and cut. So I could ungroup that and move this, whoopsie, move that over and delete these. So all I did was duplicate this solid one, mirror it, make them touch, and welded. Let's see. On this one, I don't know if you can see. Let me move in. You probably can't see it very well, so I can make it. Ungroup. Yeah, I can make that a lot bigger for you so you can see it.
I can see it.
The green line?
Yeah.
This green line right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that green line right there was actually my fold line that I had made. And now I just probably messed it up because everything's the same color now. But all I did was make that my score line. And to make that my score line, let's just pretend that all of the, I better make it a different color. I will make it purple. I will make it purple. You got to do the line color purple. Okay, that's what I'm going to make a score line. So let's scroll out and make sure this is the only thing I have on the mat. Let's pretend I'm going to make this. I go to send it. I have all these things over here checked. I'm going to uncheck everything. Then I'm going to just go, maybe I'll do the score line first. This is the score line. For me, what I do for the score line is I just come over here, if you're using the Cameo, come here and change it to score. And unfortunately, the numbers aren't going to show up down here. Well, they are, but what I played. Okay, I didn't think they were going to show up down here very well because I don't have my machine turned on, but I would make sure that the knife blade was really, really low right here and the force. And then I'm able to just score it like that. And it doesn't cut holes in mine, but Nancy, you've said that it does make a small little cut. So for what I was using, it didn't matter, but I can understand with those involved things you're doing that it would matter. But this works for me, or you could just use you could do this too. Go back to design, and instead of having that be a solid line like this, you could change it right up here to a dashed line, and then it would make little small cuts like this, boop, 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 like right across there, and you would know that's where to fold it. But you wouldn't want those cuts if it was going to be something you opened and shut a lot. If you score it on Silhouette, it turns into a cut line on Design Space. Yes. So in Design Space, then you have to go ahead and find that line and change it into a score line. I believe I'm telling that right. Let me double check. So Nancy, help me out if I'm messing up. I'm going to go to File, Save Selection to Hard Drive, Butterfly, Score, and I'll just save him as an SVG, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I can't save this one, you guys. If you buy something from the Silhouette store, which I bought this guy originally, it will all just show up as dots like this. So, okay, so actually I can just get rid of this and I'll just put a circle here and I'll draw a line through it and I'll make that line a score line and I'll change its point size. And I'm going to just change it to green because it'll show up green, I think, over there. And I'll change this to a lighter color of gray. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and group. And I'm just going to save this selection. Save selection to my hard drive. Circle score. And I'll save this as an SVG. Okay. Hey. I didn't buy this. Is that because of the other stuff that's here?
Yeah, you're going to have to get rid of the other stuff first.
How about this? Here's the other thing you can do. Remember, you can copy this. Well, I'm just going to go to a new screen. There we go. Try it one more time. This, change its color, add a line, change it to a score. Whoops. Change it to something else, green. I think Nancy always used green. That's who I learned that from. And then I'm just going to save this, group it, File, Save as, save. Well, I don't even need to save the selection because that's all I have. Save to hard drive, circle score. Oh, you do blue. Oh, I thought you did green. Ha! Okay. Red for cut and blue for score. Okay, so now what am I doing? Opening up Cricut, new, replace. Upload an image, browse. Here we go, circle score. Circle score. Who sees it? Circle, circle. Did I do wrong? Browse. Oh, did I save it as a silhouette? I forgot to save it as an SVG. Thanks, Barbara. Go back. File. Save as. Save to hard drive. Okay, circle score. Remember, you can't see things. Silhouette files don't open in Cricut. Got to save it as an SVG. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. I'd have been looking for it till the cows came home. Holy Cricut. And so now, don't know if I have to get out of here and back in. All these little boxes are in my way. Oh, you guys aren't following me. That's probably good.
No, you didn't share.
Good. Not driving you crazy. Now I'll share it. Because otherwise you could go like dizzy. Okay, here we go. We have this. We know that green line is going to be my score line. It's not yet. I'm going to save it. We need to remember where that green line is because it's green right here, but I think it's going to change color in just a sec. Yep, see that? But we do know that this right here, we got to ungroup it. And now we know this line right here, we can change that from a cut to a score line by coming up here. And notice this, while it doesn't look green right here, look up here, green. So I would just change this to a score line like that, and we're ready to go. Okay, let's see. Kyle says hi. Hi, Kyle. Okay. I mean, if you are designing two different things, but just one on the same page, start, assume you just copy. Okay,
Yes,
so you're
okay.
talking about in Silhouette, say I want this on that other page that I did. I can grab all of this, right click and say copy. And I can go back and put this on my flowers page if I want it on there also. Right click and paste. So we can easily move things between different. I could paste it on this one too. Still.
You'll have to share your screen.
Oh, did I forget? Thank you. Whoopsie. All right. And I should be watching. Okay. So yeah. So what I was showing was I have this circle right here. I'll change it to a different color just because I've already done it once, just so you can tell. I'll grab it, right click and say copy, or Control C on your keyboard. And then I can come back here to the flowers page and I can right click and say paste, or I could do a Control and a V as in Victor, and that paste, a bunch of them. See, I just keep hitting that. I keep putting more on there. So that's how easy it is. If I want to take this flower right here, right click, copy, put it on this butterfly page, right click and paste. And that's how we can easily add things back and forth from one page to another. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, so you get it, Aisha? Okay, anybody else have any? Yes, great. Anybody else have any other questions? I see it's 11:15, and some of you like to get on out of here. Go about your business. Of course, Jody, well, we won't say anything because that's our private conversation from before class. Okay, Linda, are you wondering about the Cameo machine? I found they don't have enough pressure to score with a scoring tool or pen. So you did use the same scoring tool? That's what I was asking Tammy about yesterday. You used your Cricut scoring tool and you tried it?
I tried it. It didn't. It made kind of a mark. You could tell where it was, but it didn't really help you fold it.
Okay, so even if you pretended like it was a knife and did a really depth?
I went really hard depth, or pressure with it.
Right.
And it just doesn't have the pressure like the Cricut Maker does.
Okay. Or the Cricut Explorer too, because it makes a pretty good. It used to. I've heard some people complaining about the Explorer not doing well with the.
I bet you could do it with a 4.
Oh, I'm sure I could do it with the 4.
Gonna make.
Right.
So you could do it with a pen holder in the 4.
Yes.
It's just the 3 is not strong enough yet, to do it.
Okay.
I tried to, and I couldn't get it to.
Okay.
To do.
And you changed the night
I
setting.
even put my scoring pin from the Cricut that I have in the adapter and done it, and I still couldn't get it to work.
Okay.
I meant to tell you that this morning, and I forgot.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, Barbara's got other videos to watch. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. And goodbye, Roxana. Hello, Roxana. Thanks, Carmen. You guys have a blessed day too. Thanks, Chow. Bye, Kyle.
Bye, Kyle.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Diana. Thank you. I'm going to turn this off now.